In 1955, I was 8 years old. Go ahead, do the math. I was sitting in Miss Wilson's third grade class in Knoxville, always getting in trouble for talking too much. Plus, I demanded that she allow me to read a chapter of my favorite book to the class each day following lunch. Little did I know that producers and designers were busily working in a mountain town not far from my home to create and build a theater where someday this chatty little girl would have an opportunity of a lifetime to be a part of a theatrical experience comparable to no other. The creation of Hunter Hills Theater was due to the vision, planning, and financial backing of Gatlinburg entrepreneurs R.L. and Wilma Maples. They mortgaged every piece of property they owned in order to build a 2,500-seat Greek-style amphitheater nestled in the mountains of Gatlinburg. The playwright, Kermit Hunter, would pen the drama Chucky Jack, based on the life of pioneer and first governor John Sevier. It was decided that the theater would be named in his honor. So, 50 years ago this summer, Hunter Hills Theater was born. We honor the memory of Mr. Maples, and we are delighted that Mrs. Wilma Maples is here with us tonight. To help me with this presentation is a dear friend of Wilma Maples and my old friend, Richard Way. He played young Davy Crockett in Chucky Jack. His father, Nathan Way, who was like a mentor to me, acted and directed seasons of Chucky Jack, and Richard's mother and brother performed there for 4 years as well. Richard also made the crossover to UT Hunter Hills as assistant lighting director for our first 2 seasons. Please make welcome a true alumnus, Mr. Richard Way. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm Hunter Hills welcome to Mrs. Wilma Maples. Mrs. Maples, we are thrilled that you could be with us tonight to give us, the UT Hunter Hills alumni, who are the true recipients of your gift, the opportunity to personally thank you, as well as remembering of your husband, Ralph Maples. In some way, I hope you will realize how the creation and the ultimate gift of Hunter Hills has changed the course of the lives of each person who had the opportunity to grow and spread their theatrical wings during those magnificent summers in the Smokies. We have become one big family, and without your gift of Hunter Hills, we would not be here tonight.
Wilma and for everyone here. My family was fortunate enough to be a part of Hunter Hills Theater from the beginning. And this woman has affected my life more than anyone's. That's true. She affected my mother a whole lot too. I wanted to be a part of this to recognize you from all the cast of Chucky Jack, because many of those people went on to become very famous professional actresses and actors. And they have always related back to Hunter Hills Theater. They all feel that Hunter Hills Theater was the start of their career, from John Cullen to a lot of other people. And from that standpoint, I feel very fortunate to have been a part of the history of Hunter Hills Theater. So we know how much you enjoy roses. She has probably the best rose garden anyone has ever seen, but we wanted to give you a small token of our appreciation from Chucky Jack crew all the way through Union College and all the way up to the Alumni Association of UT. And please accept these roses for a very wonderful thing that you did for a lot of young people.
Much of a speaker, but I want to thank all of you. Those years were hard for us, but we gained so much. Because of the theater, our paths crossed with so many people that we would never have met otherwise, in show business and in public life. And I've always said, when life's all added up, it's the people we've met and our association with them that's the most important. And I thank you all so much. I'm almost ready to cry. And I don't cry easily, but I'm real touched, and I thank you so much.
Before you cry and before you leave us here and go to your seat, on behalf of all the UT Hunter Hills alumni, we present you with this photograph. This photograph was taken outside the theater box office at our very first reunion in 1986. And I hope that every time you look at all these happy faces, you will truly understand the magnitude of the gift of Hunter Hills Theater. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Right now, we have another very special guest. I see people getting out the Kleenex. We have a very special guest. He has been a supporter of Hunter Hills since the get-go. He is special events manager from the city of Gatlinburg and 5-time mayor of the city of Gatlinburg, Mr. George Hawkins.
It's my pleasure to greet everybody tonight. Hunter Hills meant a lot to me. I've lived here 43 years now, so that was a big part, and I lived right around the corner from the theater, so we had a lot of cast parties after the show. Now I'm going to put on my official hat here. At this time, could I have Miss Maples and Jackie Wright Miller come up. I have a presentation to make. At last Tuesday's city council meeting, the mayor and commissioners passed a resolution number 819, a resolution declaring and proclaiming that the 22nd day of July is now and forever known in the city of Gatlinburg as the Hunter Hills Theater Day. We have a few whereases. Jackie and I worked on this, so here we go. Whereas Hunter Hills Theater was the where's my glasses? Whereas Hunter Hills Theater was the outdoor amphitheater located in Gatlinburg and was built in 1955 by Gatlinburg native R.L. Maples and his wife Wilma Maples for the nonprofit production of the original Kermit Hunter play Chucky Jack. Whereas in the same summer of 1956, Chucky Jack, the story of a native son and first Tennessee governor, John Sevier, thank you, opened at Hunter Hills Theater, which has been named after the playwright, Dr. Kermit Hunter. Whereas, after the closing of Chucky Jack, Hunter Hills Theater served as a venue for bringing major stars in concert to the city of Gatlinburg. Whereas, through the generosity of R.L. Maples and Wilma Maples in 1965, Hunter Hills Theater was presented as a gift to the University of Tennessee. Whereas, beginning in 1966, with their first production of Annie Get Your Gun, the University of Tennessee, Hunter Hills Theater served as a summer theater training camp for the University of Tennessee theater students for 12 seasons, with the in-residence program beginning in 1967. Mr. Fred Fields served as managing director from 1966 to 1976, with Dr. Tom Cook directing in 1977. Whereas Hunter Hills Theater was an integral part of the city of Gatlinburg tourism for over 20 years, entertaining locals and visitors alike. Whereas University of Tennessee, Hunter Hills Theater helped launch the successful careers of over 400 University of Tennessee students, as well as those from the early years of Chucky Jack and other endeavors. Whereas Hunter Hills Theater spawned the creation of the University of Tennessee Hunter Hills Theater Group, alumni group, who has kept the memory of this valuable theater alive by their continuing reunions held in the city of Gatlinburg, as well as their financial support and artistic endeavors and scholarships. Whereas the University of Tennessee Hunter Hills Alumni Group is celebrating this day, July the 22nd, 2006, as the 40th anniversary of the opening of the University of Tennessee Hunter Hills Theater production, as well as the 50th anniversary since the very beginning of the Hunter Hills Theater. Whereas the physical structure of Hunter Hills, there is no longer a presence of the memories of Hunter Hills Theater. The theater will always be a treasured part of the history of Gatlinburg, Tennessee, the Great Smoky Mountains, and the University of Tennessee Hunter Hills Theater Alumni Group. Now therefore, I, Mayor Jerry Hayes, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the laws of the city of Gatlinburg, Tennessee, do hereby proclaim this day, being the 22nd day of July, 2006, as Hunter Hills Theater Day. I have two copies, one for Miss Maples. You know where that's going, in the lobby. You can, we'll find room. And for the alumni, Jackie.
Well, I gratefully accept this. Thank you so much, George. And thanks to the city of Gatlinburg. This is a wonderful thing.